Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great Monday. Here with our second installment of the Facebook Lives that are on the same theme all month. Today's is again cravings, so we're going to talk about that. Um, hi, my name is David Bennett. I run the Metabolic Body Reset Program and the Empowered Living Institute and this Facebook group. So I'm popping in here today in this live to really talk about something that's going to hit home with a lot of people, and especially those who are striving to get a healthier lifestyle and a fitter lifestyle. And again, that's cravings. If you get them from time to time, I want to let you know that you are definitely not alone. And I thought it would be helpful if I told you a little bit about my own personal story about cravings so that you know that it's normal what you're feeling, but you do have power over them. So, you know, if you're watching this live, please put live in the comments below. How do you like that? I finally got it right. Put it in comments below. If you're watching live, if you're watching the replay, put the word replay in the comments below so that I know that you saw this. So almost all of food cravings, or almost all of us have food cravings from time to time. In fact, a study recently published in the journal Appetite found that 97% of women and 68% of men reported having at least one occasional food craving. So that's a pretty fair amount of people. And let me ask you this: when was the last time you had a craving for something? And just put it in the comments below. You know when it was and what you had. So I know from talking with many clients over the years that a lot of them have, and they feel like they have simple cravings, a desire to eat certain types of foods like pizza, tacos, or snack foods that make them feel like they are somehow failing when they give into these cravings. So it's time to switch up the mindset because cravings can be caused by a lot of different things, from your hormones to being sleep deprived to being thirsty to being stressed, and even because some foods that you are wanting, they're designed to make you crave them with some of the ingredients like monosodium glutamate. So it's how you deal with those food cravings that's really, really the important part, and that's what counts. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and what I do. So, about 3, 4 years ago, I was about 40 plus pounds heavier, and I was always thinking about food. I mean, I grew up in an Italian household, so food was used for stress relief. Food was used for every emotional situation, and food was used for visiting with relatives. So I was always exposed to food, but throughout the years, I'd just become wrapped up in food. I mean, I'd be eating breakfast, looking forward to lunch, eating lunch, looking forward to dinner. Like, what are we having? What are we doing? Planning. Going on a vacation, I would plan the vacation based on restaurants here and restaurants there, and that you don't realize it until you take a step back. So every time I sat down to relax at night, I'd eat something, and it wouldn't be healthy. I guarantee you that. It would be whatever we had around. It was quick, convenient, and easy. So I began to realize, and when it really hit me is when I did the metabolic body reset, that I completely said no to these cravings, and emotionally I felt like I was missing out on something. You're like, oh, maybe I should have those cookies, or maybe I should do this, but I persevered through that and got to a point where I wasn't craving them anymore, if you understand what I mean. So emotionally, I told myself that, if I wanted to get control over my life, if I wanted to get control over my lifestyle, my diet, my health, I needed to get control emotionally over these. And it was a mindset issue for me, but not really feeling hungry. So I'd have water, I'd have a cup of coffee, I'd have some tea. And then I would, if I was truly hungry after that, I would have something, but I'd try to go with something like a piece of fruit or some vegetables to munch on. So I also made sure that I ate a more complete dinner with a good protein, some vegetables, and a little bit of sweetness to allow to satisfy any potential cravings that were coming on. So this helped me really become more energized, more confident, and more in control of how I was feeling. I don't know if I've posted any pictures of me from back then on this group, but I will take a look that and see if I have. If I haven't, maybe I'll put one in the comments below here. So, so right now, what do I do when I get a craving? Because I still get a craving from time to time. I may actually have what I'm craving. So just the other day, I was craving ice cream, and so I took the kids out for ice cream. What I got was the kiddie portion of the ice cream, which was still very big, and I ate about half of it and then gave the rest away. It was just too much. I just wanted that taste, that tiny, tiny, tiny little taste. And I know I've said this before, but a year or so ago, the family and I went on a cruise, and on that cruise, I didn't gain any weight. I gained 0.6 pounds. And what I did was I didn't deprive myself of all the cakes and pies and cookies and everything like that. But I had to eat my meal, a big salad, a nice meal beforehand, and then I just have a little taste. It'd be a bite of chocolate cake or a bite of apple pie or a bite of peach pie, whatever it was. It was just a bite, and it was like, wow, that really is sugary, because I had broken that sugar addiction. So that little tiny bit. So that's one of the ways I deal with craving. Now I'll have a little tiny bit, just a taste, and then I shut myself off from that. The other thing I do, as I mentioned earlier, is I will have a glass of water, or I will actually stand in front of the fridge and say to myself, are you truly hungry? Is this truly hunger? Or are you maybe just thirsty? Or are you just eating because you're walking through the kitchen and you're like, oh, wait, maybe there's something in there. Those are some of the little tricks, tips that I use to get past cravings, because they're a real thing. So, that's how I work through it. You need to come up with a strategy to work through your cravings, because it's all about moderation. That's what I talked about, just that little taste. A lot of times I'll just, have a taste of something my kids are having. You got to find that something that resonates with you, how you can help deal with cravings. So I hope that helps. We will continue our talk on cravings next week. I hope everybody has a